I'm sure you'll agree that there's little else quite as satisfying as the unexpected return of a departed or injured wrestler. Unpredictability is something that we fans often complain that the current product is lacking, and when done right, a return can easily be the most exciting part of a show. Speaking of which, I'm Adam Pacitti from WhatCulture.com, and this is the 10 most shocking wrestling returns. Number 10. Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 21. When the Hulkster left the WWE in 2003, nobody seemed too bothered. Fans hadn't been impressed with the lackluster NWO reboot, and they were even less impressed when Hogan donned his Mr. America mask, mainly because it was fucking awful. After his departure, he went to face Masahiro Chono at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Ultimate Crush 2, and even teased a TNA debut when Jeff Jarrett kayfabe attacked him at a press conference. Ultimately, the TNA appearance never happened because of Hogan's recurring knee and hip problems. Insert joke about Hulk Hogan being old here. Cut to 2 years later at WrestleMania 21, and the incredibly politically incorrect Eugene is locked in a camel clutch courtesy of the somehow even more politically incorrect Muhammad Hassan. When all of a sudden, Real American starts playing and Hulk makes his way down the ramp. Big boot, atomic leg drop, and 400,000, well, 21,000 Hulkamaniacs are going wild. Number 9. Edge at the Royal Rumble 2010. In July 2009, at a live event in San Diego while teaming with Chris Jericho, Edge suffered a torn Achilles tendon. It was initially reported that he could be out of action for up to a year, so nobody even considered that they might see him just 6 months later at the Rumble. The rated R superstar quickly eliminated former tag partner Y2J and then John Cena to win his first ever Royal Rumble match. But more importantly, look at that beard. Number 8. Goldberg on Nitro. On the December 23rd, 1999 episode of Thunder, Bill Goldberg was seeking revenge on a newly reformed New World Order. Selfishly ignoring the huge expense of luxury rental vehicles, he approached the NWO's limousine and struck the first window with an iron pipe, shattering it spectacularly. Unfortunately, he then managed to drop said iron pipe, and when he couldn't find it, decided to smash the remaining windows with his bare forearm. Exposed flesh plus real glass equals blood. Lots and lots of blood. The ludicrously avoidable injury was so severe that Goldberg wasn't seen on TV again until 6 months later, when he returned to interfere in a handicap match between Kevin Nash and the team of Rick Steiner and Tank Abbott, who had started calling himself Tankberg. Brilliant. Number 7. Brock Lesnar on Raw. The next big thing. The Conqueror. The Beast Incarnate. The 1 in 21-1. Brock Solid. Sher Brock Holmes. Brocky Maivia. The Brock Ness Monster. Broccoli. Whatever you choose to call him, there's no doubt that Brock Lesnar is one scary motherfucker. When he left after his match with Goldberg at WrestleMania 20, which is widely considered to be the greatest professional wrestling match of all time, Lesnar had planned to pursue a career in the NFL. However, after further injury, he ended up being signed to the UFC, where he soon defeated Randy Couture in his third match to become UFC heavyweight champion. Because he's one scary motherfucker. 8 years later, the night after WrestleMania 28, and John Cena is in the ring addressing his once-in-a-lifetime loss to The Rock the previous night. He invites Dwayne to join him in the ring, but oh no! Here comes the pain. The crowd went mental as Lesnar approached the ring and hit Big Match John with a devastating F5. Admittedly, Lesnar's return to professional wrestling had been rumoured for some time, but seeing him come back to take out the company's top guy was still pretty damn shocking. He's one scary motherfucker. Number 6. John Cena at the Royal Rumble 2008. John Cena isn't really human. He's a man with an ungodly ability to recover from any injury in just a few months. Fractured elbow? Not a problem. Herniated disc? No big deal. Mauled by a bear? Back in time for SmackDown. After he tore his pectoral muscle in a match with Randy Orton, doctors told Cena that he would be out for 7 months to a year, but they didn't quite realise who they were talking to. John Cena returned less than 4 months later at the Royal Rumble, which he won. The secret to Cena's quick recovery time? Drinking his milk, eating his vitamins, saying his prayers, and getting to come home to Nikki Bella every damn night. John Cena, I wish I was you. Number 5. CM Punk on Monday Night Raw. When CM Punk left with the WWE Championship following Money in the Bank 2011, The line between fiction and reality was blurred in a way that we had never really seen before. In the following weeks, Punk appeared at Comic-Con where he spoke negatively about Chief Operating Officer Triple H, and then appeared at an indie show still wearing the WWE Championship belt. Nobody really knew if he was actually returning to the company, especially when a tournament to crown a new champion was announced for a future Raw. Rey Mysterio won the tournament, then quickly dropped the belt to John Cena on the same night. Lol, Cena wins. John stared down at his fancy new belt when suddenly Living Colour's classic Cult of Personality began playing, and Punk appeared holding the original championship. Both men held their titles in the air and stared each other down to close the show. It was seriously one of the best written and most unpredictable storylines in wrestling history. Well, until this guy came along. Number 4. Stone Cold Steve Austin at Backlash 2000. In 1999, Austin needed to undergo neck surgery due to the damage caused by his match 2 years previously with Owen Hart. So to write Stone Cold off of TV, at no mercy, a mystery attacker plowed down a defenseless Austin with their cast. 6 months later, when Triple H defended his WWF Championship against The Rock at Backlash, and with the referee knocked out, the People's Champ was about to lose the match. Or was he? I love wrestling. Austin made his way to the ring and laid out Triple H, Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe, Shane McMahon and Vinnie Mac with savage chair shots, allowing Rocky to pick up the win. Of course, later it was revealed that the mystery hit and run driver was none other than Rikishi, who did it for The Rock. Number 3. Ric Flair on Raw. Ric Flair, the styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, scratch card selling, wife divorcing, airport drinking, disappointment producing son of a gun. On the 19th November 2001 episode of Monday Night Raw, Vince McMahon was preparing to strip Stone Cold of his WWF title, awarding it to Kurt Angle. Just as he was about to hand the belt to Angle, Flair's music hit and Nate appeared in front of a hometown crowd. Flair went on to tell Vince that Shane and Stephanie had in fact sold their shares of WWF to a consortium prior to them purchasing WCW. To the chairman's disbelief, Flair revealed that the consortium was in fact Flair himself, making him and Vince co-owners of the World Wrestling Federation. Number 2. Bret the Hitman Hart on Raw. Although it was announced a week in advance, Bret's return on the January 4th, 2010 episode of Monday Night Raw was for many wrestling fans a day we never thought we would see come. Hart left for WCW following what was arguably the most controversial moment in professional wrestling history, the Montreal Screwjob, when, in a championship match against Shawn Michaels, Vince prompted referee Earl Hebner to call for the bell, effectively stripping the Hitman of the title without his prior knowledge. Bret vowed that he would never step in a WWE ring again, so to see him reconcile with longtime enemy Shawn Michaels was a seriously incredible moment. However, when the time came for Bret and Vince to shake hands, Vince kicked Hart square in the cock, a moment which would eventually lead to their god-awful match at WrestleMania 26, something we would all like to forget. And number 1, The Rock on Raw. There are few professional wrestlers who have achieved as much outside the ring as Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I mean, sure, Jesse Ventura became governor of Minnesota, but The Rock starred in The Tooth Fairy. Many doubted if we would ever see him return to the square's circle. When it was confirmed that a WrestleMania guest host was to be announced on a following episode of Monday Night Raw, the rumour mill went into overdrive. The potential names reported included Shawn Michaels, Donald Trump, Bob Barker, Justin Bieber, Kevin Nash, Randy Savage, and even the cast of Jersey Shore. Thank fuck that didn't happen. As the show neared its end, every light in the arena was turned off, and then Rocky walked down the ramp to what was quite possibly the biggest pop of the past decade, and without missing a beat, cut an incredible promo. It was like he'd never left. So that's our list. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Make sure to leave a comment below, like, share and subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, and you can follow me on Twitter here. I've missed you guys.